What's going on, peoples? Today's another day. We're gonna start dealing with my son's transmission like I told you guys in the last video. I'll probably do some videos on his car. As you know, I told you before, he had a Maxima, needed a transmission. So right now he's here cleaning it off because it's real dirty inside. Just got it freshly rebuilt. Any Maxima peeps watching? If you remember Viper Vadim, Maxima OG back in the day, he rebuilt the transmission for me. So right now we're just cleaning it off, getting all the gunk out and stuff, and show little clips of putting it in the car. So, man, how dirty inside of it is. So, yeah, you know, that's what we're doing today. Cold New York day, so we all bundled up. I got on about 10 layers of clothes, so yeah. So I'll get back at y'all in a few. All right, so after tons and tons and tons of brake cleaning, finally got it cleaned out. That's about that's as good as you're gonna get it. Look pretty good. Right now my son is sanding down the transmission because, well, the maintenance surface of the transmission, because anybody knows in these Maximas, or most of these Nissans period, whenever you take the transmission off, you're doing a clutch job, whatever the case you're doing, when you put it back together, it gives you a hard start. So you got to sand down the surface, you know, the maintenance surfaces on the engine and on the transmission, and you know, around where the starter mates to the transmission also, so that would be a good ground. So we're gonna get to that, and maybe the next time you see us, this may be in the transmission, because you know, in between working and trying to record is a lot. So man, it's so cold out here, my nose is running, but you know, this is what we're doing out here. So we're gonna try to get this done within, I want to say, our tops. It's now 5 minutes to 10. So yeah, by 11 we're gonna try to have this in the car, and hopefully the car be started up. So get back at you. All right, guys. So moving along, we put throat bearing in there. You know, like I said, transmission is cleaned up. Right now the car is jacked up. He's cleaning off the flywheel. We went with the action clutch. I've been hearing a lot of people talking about these clutches. I realize Jimmy Oaks always promoting these clutches right here. So we got a full face stage 2 action clutch, because the clutch that was on there was the original clutch, I guess from 1997, who knows. But so, you know, right now my son is cleaning the flywheel off. We probably got like some sandpaper and get to that a little bit, like some soft sandpaper or something. So let's get to that. So yeah, while my son is cleaning off the flywheel, I'm going to show you some mounts that we had to get, because his mounts were shot. All 4 of them were shot. The rad support was rusted, you know, common Maxima stuff, Nissan stuff period. The rad support had rusted. If you look, you can see right through there, completely separated. So the front part of the cross member is just hanging freely, but we got these mounts. It's a company called Red Lion. He does mounts, control arm bushings. It's like a hard, solid mount. Can't remember the name of the material. I think it's Nitrolite or some type of hard plastic. I can't remember the name of it. But, you know, so with these, it's basically no movement in the engine at all, which I kind of prefer. A lot of people don't like it. They complain. They say it's too hard, too rugged. When I had my Maximas, I had these same mounts. I had the control arm bushings that he sells. And I like it because I like to feel that the car is solid and planted and there's no room for anything to shift out of place. Like, you get in full power to the ground. So on my Supra, I have the same type of engine mount and tranny mount, and I like it. like I said, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but you know, I like it. So that's what we did. The flywheel is pretty clean for the moment. Right now he's also sanding the surface, the maintenance surface on the engine, because like I told you guys, with the Maximas, when you take them apart, you have to sand the maintenance surface on the engine and the maintenance surface on the transmission so that it could get a good ground, because you would be chasing your ass trying to figure out why the car won't start. So we're gonna continue with that, and then he's gonna install the clutch. I'll probably video him installing the clutch, and yeah, keep moving on. So you know, my son is still learning, so showing him how to do certain things, because like I said, he's still learning. This is his first car, and he got to know how to do this stuff, because when I'm not here anymore, he got to be able to do it himself. So this is the alignment tool. Slide it here. This is what you're going to use to align the clutch to the flywheel. So you go up, back underneath there. Again, all of this is stuff I had to learn my own. Back in the day, I was so young and dumb. I used to use ratchet extensions to put the clutch, to align the clutch with the flywheel. So after money spent and time and all that stuff wasted, you learn stuff the hard way. So it's in there, it's aligned good. Get the pressure plate. Give me a second. Nice solid heavy pressure plate here. So got a feel for where the holes line up. All right, so got the clutch installed. Broke off one of the bolts, over tightening it, you know, and that's what I was trying to avoid, but it happens sometimes. But it's just one bolt, not the end of the world. I'm not gonna go anywhere, everything else is tight. And clutch is aligned. And just to double check, I'll go on there and push the alignment tool back in there a couple times just to show it's aligned. Yep. So everything is aligned. Put a little bit of Loctite on the bolts. I like to do that, personal preference. We'll probably, that bolt that broke, probably address that if we ever change the flywheel, which I doubt is gonna happen, you know, because this flywheel, nothing wrong with this. Shaved it down, you know. I don't see the purpose of the lightweight flywheel. So, you know, it's a regular daily driver, nothing crazy. So, yeah. Now we're gonna put the transmission on. And I also wanted to show you, these are, like I said, we put all these mounts in here. Same mount right there. And it has an adjustment on it where you could either, like you see that open hole there, you could either raise the engine or lower the engine, however you want it to be. That was like a new thing that he started doing. But like I showed you guys, the rad support is completely disintegrated. It is gone from there. But with these mounts here, especially once I put the transmission mount on, you'll see how it's gonna pick the engine up, and it's gonna be as if this was there still, because the mount's not gonna give it any play. And that's why I like these mounts, because it gives no play for the, you know, the rocking back and forth and all that stuff. It keeps it solid, and the chassis basically takes the brunt of the engine. And the chassis are strong. These are strong cars, you know? So, yeah. So I'll be back with you guys in a bit. All right, guys, so we're here still at it. Transmission is up. Pouring in gear oil right now. Usually on these transmissions, you pour the gear oil in the filler hole in the front, but I don't really like to use that because you don't really get in the required amount. So we're filling it. We took the speed sensor out, and we're feeling it from the speed sensor so that we can at least get in the required amount of gear oil for the transmission. which is like 4.25 quarts. If you do it from the front, you will never get in 4.25 quarts into this transmission. That's the only thing with these gearboxes I don't like. Even with the 6 speeds, what I do is I would usually fill it from, I would take the gear selector out and fill it from there just to make sure I get in the maximum required amount. So we're gonna keep at it and come back again probably when the car started. Yeah, what's going on, peoples? So it's a different day. We didn't get to do the rest of the recording that day of the initial first startup because the battery for his car had died, and then the jumper pack that I have also was dead, so I had to charge the jumper pack, you know, so we could jump start the car, which wasn't till about 6-7 o'clock, which anybody from New York knows that's dark up here. So we didn't get to finish record anything, but like I said, the car started, everything worked out good, you know, simple clutch install, nothing serious, you know. Got our running and everything again. He's excited because the car's been down since about October, so he's excited to have her back running again. And, you know, like I said, here she is. Nothing too spectacular, you know. Nothing too crazy. Car has a warp speed white pipe, 2.5-inch exhaust all the way back. For some reason, it's hard to find. Like, I remember back in the day, you could get like a Greddy SP or a Pepsi World Sport. It's hard to find those things now for some reason. Like the muffler by itself, I usually just see them the whole exhaust system, and of course they don't have a whole exhaust system like that for the Maximas. So what we did about like 2 years ago was we got Infinity M37 muffler. Those are like 2.25 inlet, and just got it installed to the 2.5-inch exhaust for his car. So all that's really left is to basically do the rad support. As you can see, the rad is sitting a little low. Probably change these out, get some new ones, because he's looking like kind of rusted out. I'll probably clean them up and paint them over, whatever, you know, whatever I decide to do. Still got to get the rad support done, but for the most part, the engine is sitting up higher than where it should be because of these mounts, like I said. So, like I said, these mounts are solid. I put all 4 of them in there. So, yeah, that's really it. She's up again. He got a new front end because I don't know how he cracked this. But that's really it. How the clutch feel? Strong. Feel better than the last one, right? Yeah. So yeah. Like I said, even like I said with the mounts, it's a neutral, right? Yeah. The shifter used to sit all the way up here with the old mounts. So, you know, that's, I guess, where the stock shifter location is supposed to be. So, but yeah. Said, cars up and running. My next moves now will be on the Supra, just to do, you know, whatever the other initial stuff I gotta do. Nothing too crazy. I gotta register it, carry it to get tuned. So we will definitely be taking the camera when I go to get tuned and all that stuff. So he wants to turbo this, like I told you guys before. So maybe within this year it should be turboed. We'll see, depending on how his finances are looking, because that's on his dime. Everything else was on my dime. That's on his dime now. I really got this car for him to travel back and forth upstate to school, because he decided not to stay on campus. So he was, at the time, that was like in the height of the pandemic. So, you know, he was only going in twice a week for clinicals. So I told him, you know, I'll get him a car just so he could travel back and forth, and he said he wanted something manual. So I know Maximas, and to me, it can't get any more dependable than a Maxima, especially a 4th gen Maxima. And they're still good looking cars, still great looking cars. You know, he got a full still on lip kit. The side skirts and the rear lips he didn't put on yet. Like I said, it has warp speed white pipe, full exhaust, coilovers, BC Racing coilovers. I actually got those. Majority of the stuff for this car I got on a deal from my friend who was actually parting out a 4th gen. So I got a lot of the stuff on a deal for him for this car. You know, the white pipe, the lip kit, the coilovers, damn near everything I got off of that car. So he was able to get a lot of that stuff for his car. So yeah, that's really it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll try to get another video out next week, hopefully of the Supra back on the road again. Yeah, she's under the cover. I don't even know why I even showed that, but yeah, again, thank you guys very much for staying tuned. I realized from the last video I've been getting I got a lot of subscribers. The video got a lot of views. I was very shocked by that. I appreciate the comments, and you know, I'll try to keep more videos coming in. This is more so, this channel, I'm just trying to do it from the average guy's perspective. The average car, not even guy, because they have a lot of girls, females that are into cars. I said girls. You know, the average car person's perspective, you know, showing how the average person does things, and not like the YouTubers who have, you know, 1,000 cars and are doing all these things that, you know, the average car person can't do. So on that note, you guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in. Love you. Peace.